Hello everyone. I am live on LinkedIn on YouTube, so bear with me. It is noon my time, and I'm going to check if I am audible on LinkedIn and on YouTube. This is a session about language and French gems, and so I'm just checking if I am live. Right? Yes, and so I am live on LinkedIn, and I am live on YouTube. So I know that it might be early in your time. In my time, it's noon. In UK time, it's 11 a.m. In EST, it's 6 a.m. And in PST, it's 3 a.m. So I don't have any expectation for people to be live. If you are live, it's already amazing. And I am live on LinkedIn and also on the replay team. You are free to watch later on. So from the first part, I will be on camera. I will do my best to be on camera in the next 10 or 20 minutes. But if I'm not, it's okay because there is no obligation. I am still in my morning vibes, and I am really happy to be off camera because it means that I don't have to look perfect. And I don't look perfect right now, and perfect is not my intention. Quality is good, but at the same time, showing up is already quality. So always feel free if you are in the replay team or in the live to do a comment on LinkedIn, on YouTube for asking questions. For today and tomorrow will be busy days for me and for me showing up. And so I'm going to first thank you, Temitope, and my last name is Dierikx, but you can call me Oli. You are not obliged to tell my family name. You can call me Oli, Oli, which stands for Olivier, but I decided to summarize it. So Temitope, thank you so much. How am I? I feel good and good to be here also with you to elevate. Tomitope Morayo Joku, if I pronounce well your full name, but I will say also Temitope, if I pronounce well your first name. Public health policy researcher, amazing. So that's me acknowledging the richness of a presence of persons. And also, if you are on a replay team, feel free also to drop a comment later on, whether you are watching few minutes, few hours, few days, few weeks, few months, or few years after the session. I will be back, hopefully. And feel free also to DM me at any time through LinkedIn. And this session will share some gems about French. And at the same time, I'm going at the end of the session to share what's going on for the next hours, for the next days, and the next weeks. So first, this session will last 20 to 40 minutes. Hopefully, I will not take more than 40 minutes because it's my morning vibes, and there is no pressure, no expectation. And I'm really happy to be live with you, and that I am not a robot. I am not only GPT. And so while I'm talking, I'm also drinking my hot chocolate cocoa milk beverage. So bear with me. So these last weeks were a bit challenging, and I feel a bit better. So just to let you know. And I'm going to details after. But first, I'm going to share my screen because I would like to give some gems. There was an article about someone who transitioned. It was 2 days ago. Someone who was a public figure in the 80s and 90s in the French television. And it's sad, but it reminds myself that wherever you are aging, whether it's 122 years old like Jeanne Calment, or 100 years old, or 86 like Maite, or sadly 44, for Duran Rulin, or sadly 62, I think, for my friend Axel, sadly, who passed away 16, 17 days ago. We never know when we are going to reach God again. So we gotta enjoy each day the best that we can, to give grace to God, to give thanks to the people that are surrounding us, to give love, to give share. And so thank you, Temitope, going to acknowledge your comments right there. And anyone who is live or who is watching on replay, thank you so much for your presence, because your time means a lot. It means that you care, and I care for you too, because how many hours I spent in 2024 honoring dozens and dozens of other people. And sometimes people were not sending it back to me, but it is what it is. It's part of my learning. But from now, I'm going to focus more on the share of my French nuggets, because it's already 6 minutes, and I'm going to share an article of the passing of this person. And it's in French. And I'm going to share to you in English. So while I am sharing to you, and it's shared, and so it's a message about the passing of, let's say in English, the death, but I will say passing, transition, because I rather prefer to say that, you know. And so décès in French, I will quote it in French bit by bit, and then I will translate in English, so that you will also understand the expression and the translation, and you will understand also how you pronounce the names, and I will give you some nuggets also. So, décès de Maïté. De quoi souffrait l'animatrice de télévision? Marie-Thérèse Ordonné, plus connue sous le nom de Maïté, est décédée ce samedi à l'âge de 86 ans. So, death of Maïté. From what suffered the TV show animatress, I think, animatress. Marie-Thérèse Ordonné, that's her first name, but Maïté is her surname. So there is the prénom and the nom, which is Marie-Thérèse and then Ordonné, and le surnom, which is the surname. So Marie-Thérèse Ordonné, most known on the name of Maïté, is deceased this Saturday at the age of 86 years old. And so here in that content, I can say also there is accent in French. English has 26 letters, French also. Some letters, especially the words that are beginning by letters, are less present in the dictionary. I was thinking about K, about X, Y, Z, W also. But other words are containing these letters, whether it's because they are from other languages, or from French, or from English. And when you pronounce it in French, it's not the same as you pronounce in English. Here you see décès, which is the A and the E. The first is A, the second is E, and it's death. And there is the accent. A is the accent aigu, E is the accent grave. And so décès is a word that contains the two sounds for the same letter, but with different accents, décès. And then there is maïté. And here you see a tréma on top of the I. The tréma means please pronounce me separately. Because in French, in the vocals might have combinations like OU, AI, EU, you know, and OE, for instance. And in that case, if there is no tréma, it would have been pronounced mété, because AI is A. Like, and sometimes it's tricky because French is not easy, as English neither. There are some sounds that are not pronouncing as it is, And this is the language trait, the language attribute. And so here, by instance, to be joyful, to be être gai, and it's AI or les, and sometimes it's a, like j'ai faim. So AI could be a or e, because L-A-I-T, which is milk, is les, and AI, a, is the verb conjugate of avoir, j'ai faim. But here, AI and the I on the top is the tremor. It means pronounce me separately. So ma, ite, maite, and not mete. Another example is maïs, which is corn. And to not confund with me, because M-A-I-S is me, but M-A-I-S with the tremor on top of the I is pronounced differently, maïs. So that's the function of the tremor accent. Maite. And then what to say more? The in the line, boom, boom, boom. Well, the numbers, because you see 86, you say it as in French. In here, it's 80. And I can dive more into the details after that. I think I can dive in hours and hours about numbers. But here it's 80, which is also the characteristics of French, because also another nugget I would like to say is that for some occasions, the numbers are pronounced differently based on the locality. Like 70 in France, Switzerland, I think, and Canada, it's 70, which is literally 60-10. But in French, it's 70. And in English, in French, 86, 86. And sometimes in Switzerland, I think it's octante. I'm not sure at 100%, but but in France, that's why it's also important if you are learning French to be precise. In which country would like to learn French? Because there are pronunciations that might be different, meaning of the words, meaning of the expressions, and also the numbers. Like 70 is not 70, and it's 70. So there are multiple ways of pronouncing. Aside that, I'm going to move forward because I'm going to be more in the article. So here I'm going to quote in French, and then I'm going to translate in English. And I'm just checking if I have any comment. No, feel free to comment. We are on the 13 minutes. And I'm going to continue as I'm really acknowledging the article that I would like to dive in. Let me take a breath and find the article. So here, the article pronounced in French. Marie-Thérèse Ordonné, plus connue sous le nom de Maïté, qui anima des émissions culinaires à succès durant 15 ans à la télévision, dont La cuisine des mousquetaires, est décédée samedi, a-t-on appris, auprès du maire de son village natal. So, Marie-Thérèse Ordonné, most known on the name of Maïté, who animated TV shows, culinary TV shows successful during 15 years on television as the Kitchen of Mousquetaires, La Cuisine des Mousquetaires, was deceased this Saturday. We were informed about. A-t-on appris, which means we've informed, we've been informed from the mayor, the mayor of her birth village, the village where she was born. On that line, what to say is one thing interesting here. I will underline this. When you see for the fluidity, you can say des émissions, but because of the fluidity of the pronunciation, you link the consonant with the vowel of the next word. So you say des émissions, and then the S becomes a kind of a Z, des émissions. And it's because for the fluidity of the pronunciation, this is the rule of pronunciation easiness. And it's happening when there is a vocal or an H. But sometimes you don't have the link. Sometimes both are used. So it's a tricky rule, I know. I will not blame you if you say des émissions, but just know that the common practice in that case, you say des émissions because it's the link for easiness, for easiness of pronunciation. So that's the gem. Then another gem, it's in italic. It's because it's the name of the emission, by the way. And in that case, when you are translating, I translated in English to let you know, but usually you when you are quoting this, even if you are translating English, you keep the French name. That's the good practice, such as La Cuisine des Mousquetaires. But here I was translating so that you know that it's like mousquetaire, like D'Artagnan and, the dagger people of France in the Middle Age. And then there is this form of figure, a-t-on appris? And then that is based on the verb, from the verb avoir, a. And then there is the T, which is in fact the link between on, which is a pronoun, on. That's also an interesting thing because on and it's really, we see that often. And if there is an advice, is to avoid the maximum DON because it's impersonal, it's out of its substance. The usual pronouns I, you, he, him, she, they, because of the non-binary. Then there is the we, the you in plural, and the they in the plural form. In English, it's je, tu, il, elle. Il in the non-binary, but I'm going to go into the details. Then nous, vous, and then il, ILS, ILL, sorry. And then there is on, which is really the particular part because on is conjuged in the third person singular as he, she, it. But it's formed from the plural. On means more than one, but it's conjuged in the third singular person. That's a bit a tricky one that I would like to give you as a gem. And just to let you know that if you are seeing that, on means in fact a we that is impersonified, that is a bit vague, and that is technically conjuged in the third person of the singular. So that's my gem for you. And then I'm going to continue to quote it in French. But at some point, I'm going to stop because the article is a bit like, I'm going to stop at ces livres, by the way, because I don't want to be too much focusing on this session. It's already 18 minutes, and I'm mindful about your time, and I'm really happy to also make it easy. So it will be, I will be still for 6 to 8 minutes, and then I'm going to wrap up and to give you other details about what's happening in my life and what's planned. So here I am going back to the article. I still cannot find it, but okay. So that's it. Âgée de 86 ans, elle vivait dans un EHPAD dans cette commune, Rion des Landes, a précisé l'élu, confirmant une information du média Actu Landes. Elle y était revenue s'occuper de son restaurant après s'être éloignée du petit écran au tournant des années 2000. So, in English, age of 86 years old, she lived in an EHPAD. In fact, in English, you would have pronounced EHPAD, I don't know, but in French, you don't pronounce the H. So EHPAD is like, there is an acronym, by the way. It's for people that are retired, really old, and that are in institution, like when they are losing autonomy and they want to find a community and, you know, in this commune, a village, Rion-des-Landes, precise, the mayor, l'élu means the person who is elected. In that case, it's the mayor of this village. Confirming an information of the media Actuland. She was there back in this village, by the way. Elle y était revenue. She was there back to take care about her restaurant after being away from the little screen, literally. It's the TV, by the way, the media, the TV. Au tournant des années 1000 means at near the 2000s. Au tournant could be a little bit before or after 2000. Au tournant, like to steer to the left, to steer to the right, tourner. That means approximatively, and that's about the time. So in that case, in that sentence, I will say some nuggets. A préciser l'élu, that's a term that's in information, and then after there is a comma, and that in information that was mentioned, precise, by the mayor, l'élu, the mayor. Confirmant, that's a present participle from confirmer, to confirm, and that's a way to turn a sentence. You can say also a préciser l'élu, dot, il a confirmé une information, blah, blah, blah. So that's a way to continue a sentence using present participle. That's also a way of building a sentence. Aside that, elle y était revenue. I, which is Y in English, is the name to make a shortcut of a location or a sentence that is previous. Like, and in that case, it's the location, the village. The Y is the shortcut of the village. So it's to not say elle était revenue à Rion-des-Landes, and in that case you just make the Y, and it's more easier for the writing and to not repeat the same sentence, the same construction. Elle y était revenue, s'occuper. Aside that, après s'être éloigné, that's also a construction of the phrase, the sentence in French, using a verb in the infinitive. And here there is the pronominal. It's herself that was away from the screen. That means that she decided. Because sometimes you are forced to be out, like Julien Lepers was forced to be out of Question pour un champion. That's another way. But in there, next thing, l'ancienne employée de la SNCF, à l'accent chantant du Sud-Ouest, a animé la cuisine des mousquetaires de 1983 à 1997. And I will quote that a bit later. Puis à table de 1995 à 1999. 2 émissions très populaires sur France 3. Alors, here it's the old employee of the SNCF, which is in fact the train station, the train railway company. You know, the railway station, SNCF, Société Nationale de Chemin de Fer. With the singing accent, because when she was speaking, she was having like allez peu cher, bonne mère, bienvenue dans mon émission, vraiment. And then it's she was speaking a bit like that with her classical South accent, South France, of Southwest. And so it's a singing accent. So it's the way of you speak sometimes. And in UK, there are 17 different accents. In French, there are also lots of accents. Mousquetaires, the Kitchen of the Musketeers, from 1983 to 1987. Then à table from 95 to 99. And then à table means go on table, like it's time to eat, my friends. Like à table, that means come, it's the lunchtime. When the parents are saying, come on, let's go have a lunch. À table. So that's the expression. Also, that is the name of the emission. Two very popular TV shows, emission, it could be emissions or TV shows on France 3. And in that case, there is a lot of things to say. So I'm going to finish my sip of my hot chocolate. And I'm mindful to see if there are any comments. Thank you, Temitope again. Yes, French grammar, Mr. Henry. Thank you so much for joining on LinkedIn, Mr. Henry Stevenson. So thank you, Henry, for joining. And I'm really blessed to read your comments, your feedback. Medical doctor in immunology, medicine, amazing. That's me modeling Zion, Annie in their audio rooms, and dear Margaret. I'm here for you, for the audience, and for the replay team. Feel free also to comment. Feel free to engage. Be active. Whenever you choose, whenever you are tapping on my live, feel free to interact on YouTube, on LinkedIn. I am here for you. And I will be blah, 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 blah. If you are not here to contribute, to act, I would like to see 2025 more engaged, more connected, and that you are having a treat in my space. So right now I'm going to be back to the article to give you some nuggets about this, because there are the numbers. And so it's really interesting. Here you will see 3 dates. In fact, 4 dates, in fact. There is the number 3, which is France 3, which is the name of the channel, by the way. There is, in French, there is TF1, which is TF1. There is also France 2 and France 3, and France O and France 5, which is France 2, France 3, France O, France 5. There are other emissions, but I'm not really tapping into that because I would like to focus on the numbers. So there are 4 numbers in there: 1983, 1997, 1995, and 1999. And usually you can say also 83, 97, 95, and 99. You are not obliged to put the 2 first digits, because else, unless it's before the 19 XX, but here in French, I will say really particularly, because there is a way to say it differently, as I told previously in my video. In France, Canada, Switzerland, Belgium, Africa, and other spaces, And let me check first the 4 numbers in the France way, the way of France, which is the world way that is also existing in Canada, by the way, and sometimes in Switzerland. Some numbers are different in Switzerland, but here and there, 1900, and of course you are not obliged to say that, or 1900. In fact, 1900 is 1900, and 1900 is 1900. So just to let you know about the fact. But then the most important is the last 2 digits. So 83 in France, it's 83. So there is 4, which is 4, 20, which is 20, and between the 4 and the 20, there is the dash, and there is more to say about that, but I'm going to be more focused about that. 83. So 4-20 space 3. And then at some point, I think in Switzerland, it could be octante 3, but I'm not sure. Maybe there are spaces in Switzerland, they are saying also 83. But then there is 97, which is a bit particular. So France, Canada, you say 97. That's a bit tricky, I know, because there is first the 80, which is 80. Then there is the 10, which is 10. And then there is the 7, which is 7. And so it's like 80 plus 17, 80 plus 17. That in the France way, that in the Canadian way, and also in the Switzerland way, probably. Maybe there is another way to say it in Switzerland, according to the regions also. So it's really tricky, French, I know. But then the most famous separation is between France, Canada, Switzerland, and Belgium. Welcome to Belgium, allez une fois. Because in Belgium, we don't say as in France. Of course, if you say it 97, and if you say it in Belgium, they will know that you are from France. But usually, in Belgium, you say 97, because it's NONNANTE-7. And because there is this 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. And in France and in Canada, we say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So here, 97 in France, Canada is 97. And here in Belgium, probably we are more focused on quickness. We say 97. So I know it's tricky because literally in France it's 80, 17, and in Belgium it's 97, you know. So I know, welcome to the French particularities. So then there is the other two numbers, which is really easy then when you know. In France, 95, which is 80 plus 15, 80 plus 15. And in Belgium, 95. And then 99. And that's in France, Canada. And in Belgium, 99. So that you know, when you go to Paris, you will hear a number. And that number will be expressed differently if you go to Brussels in Belgium. Aside that, I'm really mindful about the time because it's right now on already since 33 minutes. And so welcome. Sadly, I cannot show on the screen the LinkedIn user, but thank you, Mr. Arif Subarka, Master Risk Management and Master Business. So thank you so much for joining. And again, thank you for the replay team for tapping into my streaming. I still have 2 to 5 minutes. I don't want to overload your brain because this is a free session. This is my gems to you for the last days of the year. And so I'm going to finish by the last 2 lines paragraph. Ces livres de recettes, agrémentés de graisse de canard et de sa légendaire larme d'Armagnac, se sont vendus à des milliers d'exemplaires. So her recipes books furnished with duck fat and legendary tear of Armagnac. I say it literally, by the way, because there is something to say more about that. It's like a metaphor expression, by the way, because I will tell you. Were sold for thousands of copies. So in there are quite nuggets, interesting, because sometimes in French you have metaphors, you have visual things that are not really the reality. And I will say like ces livres de recettes agrémentés de graisse de canard. So visually, when you think about that, you see a book, and within this book there are traces of duck fat in the book. It's not so sexy, but it is not the case. Maybe, but I think it's not really good to have dirty books of where there are duck fat in the pages. But it's to say that it is part of the recipes. So in the recipes of Maite, she used in her ingredients fat duck. But in that sentence, like as if the fat duck were imprinted in the page. You can even take the page and smell the fat duck. No, it's not the case. It's just to say like, well, in the recipe you can see this and you can see that, but not the fat duck on the page, but you can have the content. What that the recipes of Maite was containing this and that. And then there is also sa légendaire, so that means that she was doing that really often, integrating in her recipes what's called l'arme d'Armagnac. Is like a little bit like 1 or 2 or 3 drops of Armagnac, and Armagnac is an alcohol like the Cointreau, the Poire Williams, the Mandarin Napoleon, the Porto, the Sherry, the Martini. It's alcohol, deep, strong alcohol. And that's the gem. So now I'm going to stop the share because I can talk 2 hours. I can talk hours and hours with you, but I'm going to stop the share. So right now I'm still camera off, but I'm going to be camera on to really connect with you. And I'm moving because I was in my kitchen. And I'm now going to be on camera. So feel free to drop a comment. Yes, French grammar. Amazing. So that's the ending of my French gem. And let me show myself on camera. Yeah. So I've been discovering also an amazing functionality in Restream. They are using now the ability to have other frames. So I'm playing with that. How are you feeling, my friends? I'm really happy to listen from you. I will probably organize another session in the next days or weeks, but it will be not granted because I will be in my dad's space, seeing my dad for a few days, and I'm really grateful about that. I'm grateful to be alive, and I'm grateful also to quote some names vocally and also in my caption, because I would like to, and I will also comment so that they will know how impactful they are during the last days and weeks. So this is the celebration time. I'm going to celebrate people, and then I'm going to show my next steps. And I have a session in 20 minutes, a Go Brunch session in 20 minutes where you can join if you would like. And it is about languages, philosophy, poetry. And I might be holding the space session for 1 or 2 hours, but I'm going to be short because my agenda is full and I have a lot of things to do and I have to think about myself. But this is 1 hour where you can dive into a Go Brunch space and talk to me about anything related to languages. So you can ask me anything. You can dive into languages, poetry, philosophy, anything. And this is my gift for you. My time is a bit precious, but I'm really happy to dive that. So it will be in 20 minutes. And I'm going right now. Apologize, I speak so much quick, but I'm going to share few people. So my first batch, I don't like this word by the way, but my first amazingness of people that I would like to acknowledge. and I might forget some other people, so I apologize if I forget you. But my first person that I would like to acknowledge is Jenlyn, Crystal, Sharon, Jason, and Lorelei. Let me breathe. Jenlyn, what you did during the last hours, days, weeks, months, is something that will always be engraved in my heart and in dozens, 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 dozens of other humans' hearts. Jenlyn, aka Jenlyn UNBN, is an incredible human, an incredible angel, an incredible soul. They are amazing. They are showing up for their community since days, weeks, months. I've been knowing Jenlyn since more than a year, I think. And it's only since the last 6 months, and especially in the last days and weeks, that I can say that I'm more and more and more grateful about their presence in their community and in my journey, and their presence in what they are doing for others. And so they were doing a summit. And as it was breaking their heart, it was also breaking my heart that this summit was not as successful as they were imagining. And I apologize, my English is not my first language. I speak French, then Dutch, then English, then Italian, and I might make some English mistakes. Yet I would like to acknowledge Jenlyn because they gave hours and hours and hours and love and presence and energy and heart to dozens and dozens of amazing people around them. So thank you, Jenny. I would like to thank you. And later on, in 8 hours or so, I'm going to make my Feliz Navidad session with Marsha. And this is also my gift to pay forward to her actions because to their action. I apologize because she was pouring. Sorry, they were. I'm still confused about the non-binary thing, by the way. They were pouring so much energy to Jason forehand project. So I would like also to acknowledge Jason for his amazing action, for Healthy Kitchen, through his organization HR for You. And you never know what's behind life of someone until you really dig deep in their lives, in the backstage. Because you see something visual, you see something amazing session, etc. You don't know what's the work behind the work behind. You don't know what's the life, the struggles, the health issues, the personal issues behind the scenes. So give some grace to Jenlyn, give some grace to Jason. They are amazing. I'm really blessed to know them. And I played guilty. I would have been more than happy to overcome my procrastination. I think I was not pouring as much love and heart to them as they were pouring to their communities. Yet I was doing the best I can. I procrastinate, I know. I need someone to be accountable to me because I am postponing day after day, week after week, month after month, things that I need to get things done and I'm not doing. My heart is breaking and I need to overcome that. And so we are a community. And it's also a lesson for me that if I don't ask for help, how would I receive? So that's my session in 8 hours, to enjoy an amazing party moment with my community, with Marsha, with anyone who would like to join, and at the same time to allow, to receive, and also to give. So I will talk that at the end about my next days and hours. And so thank you, Jason. Thank you, Jenlyn. Then the third person I would like to acknowledge is Crystal. Crystal was doing and is still doing amazing things. Crystal was doing her summit about domestic thrivers. I pay attention about the words right now. There are survivors, but at the same time, I see them as thrivers, because it's not because they were having things in the past that they are having their identity in the past. Same with Sharon. Sharon is an amazing ability thriver. Of course, we have whole physical disabilities that we might not see our physical disability. Just saying, you don't know if I'm disabled or not. There are disabilities that are not shown. So Sharon, thank you again also for showing up. You organize amazing sessions, Rise Ability. And also it's from the back of Jenlyn Support, who organized a group for months and months for Sharon, for Crystal, for Lorelei, for Saria, for many people in the background. And Sharon, you are pouring so much love as a parent, as a human being for your community. Thank you, Sharon. And last person I would like to acknowledge is Lorelei. Lorelei is an amazing mental health advocate. She has a mission of bringing more than 1,000 voices and bringing the story. That leads me now, so thank you, Lorelei, for your presence. That leads me now to pay tribute, and it's already 47 minutes. I'm going to end this session in few minutes. And I might not be able to quote all the names, but I'm going now to also quote because it was impacting me also this week, well, last week, the last days. I would like also to acknowledge Jay, the storyteller, with his book, the storytelling, the rules of engagement in storytelling, and also Dr. Constance Leland and Kimberly Wells, aka Coach K. About Jay, my friend, it has been 18 months incredible journey for you, for me, to witness your journey, also for me in a personal and community way, and doing your audio rooms, pouring so much love about the culture of Guam. You are Guam amazing, and talking Chamorro, quoting your poems in Chamorro, Zuhus Mahasi. I love that. As a language lover, by the way, I am also tapping into the language book and into Chamorro that I'm going to quote. It is it will be a bit quick, but Chamorro, which is at the page 243. Chamorro is spoken on the island of Guam in the western Pacific Ocean, as well as on the northern Mariana Islands, which lie just to the north. Latest figures show approximately 50,000 speakers on Guam out of the total population of 150,000 speakers, and 15 more on the Marianas, most of them on the island of Saipan. Chamorro belongs to the western branch of the Austronesian family. Numerous Spanish words in the vocabulary reflect the 3 centuries of Spanish rule in Guam. So there are a lot of things to say in Guam. I'm not going too much into details, go feel free to watch no LinkedIn lives about Jay. And I will tap into more about LinkedIn lives a bit later at the end of the session. So thank you, Mr. J, for being there. And I cannot stress enough the ups and downs about book writing, book editing, book publishing, and to make a book a success. Because the most important when you are writing and publishing and making a book in the hands of people is not the money that you are going to receive. Of course, it might be important. And for some book authors, they are receiving thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars. But I think it's more and more important for you to impact. And that's why also, and I was not quoting that on the commentary, but I will also quote Paulette with her book about water, and that she aims, of course, money is important, but she aims more to see those books on the children's hands, to impact children and to find that children have better mental health through their books. So it's the same with Jay and his book of storytelling, The Rules of Engagement. So thank you, Mr. J. Then, quoting Dr. Constance Leyland, since more than 18 months, I've been also discovering her and her project about book writing, but also about publicity, community advocate to elevate the community and the communities through also the hounds of business. So she was doing for months and months and months and months, dozens and dozens of monthly live stream, probably 15 to 20 live streams each month also, diving into lots of things. And she is also a school teacher, adult teacher. She is an octopus with 88 different vibes. So, she is, I would like to acknowledge amazing CJ Leyland, how she impacted hundreds and probably thousands of people around through her action, the 50 inspirational connections of last year and of this year, the different live stream where she connects with amazing experts and amplifying their expertise. And also organizing ontologies and the way that I'm really blessed. If, my friends, if tomorrow I drop my last breath, at least I will be blessed to be partaking as a co-author in Beyond Boundaries and in Rebuild with Cause. I shared my story in a chapter. And my desire right now is to write my own book that I will release, not probably publish, but at least it's written before I'm 49, before 21st of June on 2025. That's my goal right now, to write my book, write my story. And so thank you, CJ, for that, and Susanna also. And the last person, the third and last person, before I yield the mic, because I have my Go Brunch session in 5 minutes. Thank you to Kimberly Wells, aka Coach Kim. Also, since more than a year and 6 months, I think, I was tapping in her audio rooms, Kimberly Live Stories. And she impacted me and dozens and hundreds of other people. And you never know, my friends, what a person is dealing with unless this person is sharing their stories, is sharing what's happening with me. So feel free to dive into her LinkedIn Lives, YouTube, to know more. I'm not going to share more because it's her story. I'm here to talk about my story. So let me brief. For the next minute, I would like to say thank you for my audience. It has been more than 3 years since 1st November 21 that I've been doing dailies videos on LinkedIn. Hey everyone, yeah! Like mostly on nature. It has been more than a year since 1st November 2023 that I've been doing live streams. In fact, 2 years. That's more than 18 months that I've been 22 months that I've been diving into LinkedIn audios. I was attending probably 5 to 600 of audio sessions during the last 18 months, and I was creating half of them, probably 200 to 250 audio rooms on my own, Like, ooh, why not create an audio in 20 minutes? You know? And I was doing like once a day or once in 2 or 3 days. And I stopped in July. Um, I was probably making 10 or 20 audio rooms from July to till now. And now I see the audio rooms are ending. So now there are only the LinkedIn Lives alternative. And some people are afraid, some people are scary, but I see that a good change. What did we do without before the smartphones? Did we do before LinkedIn audios? What did we do? We adapted with the tools that are happening. Before LinkedIn audios, I was witnessing Clubhouse. I was there a few times, not so much focused, but I was there. Then LinkedIn audios, I was okay. Clubhouse, sorry, I'm going to focus on LinkedIn audios. And now LinkedIn audio is over. So I don't know if I'm going back to Clubhouse, but for sure, I know that I will continue my restreams. I will also continue. I will go to Go Brunch. It's a community that I discovered 2 or 3 weeks ago, thanks to Margaret and Richard. And so I will go to Go Brunch. Like there is a session in 3 minutes in Go Brunch, and I'm going to make it. And you are welcome to join to discuss. It's a kind of audio room, which is amazing because it's really an audio room that is even extension. It's improved audio. So for that, thank you, Richard. Thank you, Margaret. Aside that, it has been difficult for me. I'm going to talk to that more probably in 8 hours during the session with Marsha, like Feliz Navidad. It has been difficult, challenging days and weeks. I was in depression, and that I'm really grateful to be surrounded by people like CJ, Jay, Kim, Coach K, and also Margaret and Marsha and people that are there to uplift me, because I spent probably weeks and months and more than a year to uplift people. And who is uplifting Olivier? Who is giving to Olivier? I was giving so much, and now I am in just getting out of depression little by little. I feel like loving myself more, and also tapping into my inner energy. And I am building right now a new Oli. The Oli that you have seen 18 months ago, 6 months ago, 3 months ago, is not the Oli that you see right now, and will not be the Oli that you will see in the next days, weeks, months. I am growing. There are the line on the sand, Now is the time that I'm more intentional. It's not easy because I have my energy of woo, 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 and I want to still have that. It's part of my inner child desire to bring joy, to elevate others. And yet my learning to set boundaries and to elevate myself also, to accept to receive. So in 8 hours, like noon PST, 3 p.m. EST, I will host a session with Marsha, and I will give you prizes. And for these prizes, I will allow myself to receive. And parts of what I will receive, I will give also to Marsha's mission, Connect Impact Hub, and Jason mission, Healthy Kitchen. So it's a time for celebrate. It's a time also to honor ourselves and to accept to receive. So with that, my friends, I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year if we don't connect until the next year. See me in 2025 rejuvenated and more focused, because I cannot do anymore in the next weeks and months what I was doing in the previous weeks, months, and in previous 1, 2, 3 years. It is a way for me now to elevate, to repent, to refocus. And that's why now I aim now to also bring me more in the equation. I give so much. I'm happy to give you my gem. And at the same time, I would like also to know what you would like to give to me. Could be monetary, could be time service exchange, could be collaboration. I have a Restream paid account. I have the Go Brunch. that I will be a full member very soon. And I have opportunities for you to elevate through languages. I'm going to create groups of language. So I'm going to talk to that more on the session in 8 hours. With that, my friends, it's time for me to land out. Thank you so much, all the people that were there watching to me. 1 hour of your time is 1 hour that you choose to spend with me. Even 1 minute is welcome. Thank you also, Henry, and everyone who commented. And right now, I'm going to end this session. See you in 8 hours for the restream of me, Marsha, and the friends. You will be welcome in stage to enjoy the fun, and at the same time with intentionality. And keep shining, do your best, and live each day of your life as if it's your last. Continue to love, pour some love also within you before pouring love to others. And notice that each day is a gift and that tomorrow is not granted. Because, my dear friends, on the 6th of November, one of my best friends passed away. He joined God. And it was unexpected. On the 1st of December, he was having a lung issues. He was in hospital for a few days. And I was having some hope that he could make it out. But he passed away, and I will not be able anymore to have a coffee with him. I will not be able to have a conversation with him about philosophy, about the bridge between companies and psychoanalysis, about Socrates' cavern, about anything. Will not be able to hug him anymore. So, time is precious. Enjoy your life and do the best that you can. Pour some love within you also. Pour some love within your body. It's a miracle that billions of cells are there combined as a Valkyrie to bring the Oli that you see right now. So thank you, everyone.